Hey everyone, and welcome to our network. My name is Ruth Perkinson, and I'm so grateful all of you are here with me today as I have a great friend with me coming to us from Houston, Texas. Her name is Sudha Kaushal. And Sudha, welcome to the Magical Miracle Network. It's so great to have you.
Thank you so much for having me today. It's really, I'm so excited to do this with you.
I'm very excited to do it with you as well. Sudha and I have known each other for a long time. I think maybe 10 years almost, 9 or 10 years. And we met each other here in Richmond, Virginia when she was living here. And then a few years after we met, she moved down to Houston. And so she's been there ever since. But we continue to stay connected. And she is a beautiful Course in Miracles student, facilitator. She has her own YouTube channel as well that you've done the lessons on. And so, Sudha, anyway, I'm just so happy we're doing this together today. So, what I'd like to do is talk a little bit about how you came. What is your sort of backstory on coming to A Course in Miracles, so people can get to know you a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. I have a longer version of the story in my channel, like you said. It's called Spiritual Space. But I'll give a shorter version of this. How I came to the course. That is, the course finds you. You don't find the course. You don't go looking for the course. The course finds you. That's how it met me. So all I said was, in my innocence, sometime in October-November time frame of 2014, I said something like, there must be a better way. And I was talking about making money. I wasn't talking about anything else. I was talking about making money. I was a realtor. I was a single mom raising two kids, and I was actually talking about money. And I said there must be a way. And I happened to search something in YouTube, and everybody goes to YouTube to search something, right? So I found a video about manifesting. There was an interview by Marie Forleo interviewing Gabrielle Bernstein. If everybody knows, Gabrielle Bernstein is she's written multiple books, and she pretty much relates all her books from the course. I did not know that. So she said things like, miracles occur naturally. I said, what language is that? What is that language? I've never heard. And then she said, infinite patience brings immediate results. I said, what on earth is that? I need to know what that is. Anyway, that was that. I listened to the video, and that was that. And I knew something about, she mentioned the Course in Miracles. Okay, that happened. But I did not come to the course pretty much a year later, in September of 2015, where I accidentally, there are no accidents again, in my deepest, darkest hours, I was desperate, looking for something to lift me up from my depression that I was ongoing for like 9 months. Out of that came somewhere I signed up for a free 40-day by Lisa Natoli. Again, if anybody doesn't know Lisa Natoli, she's one of my teachers in the Course in Miracles, and I absolutely love her. And I did not actually see the video or anything, but something prompted me on that day. And I said, you know what? I was stuck in traffic. I may as well listen to something. She's sending the videos. She's doing her part. I need to do mine. And so I ended up listening to a video with something about consistency. And all I said in my innocence, I heard myself saying, I want to be as happy as them consistently. That's all I said. And I don't know what happened. But from that day onwards, I was feeling lesser and lesser sad. Something in me, now I can say later on, I realized, you can call it the Kundalini, whatever you want to say, the spirit within you woke me up. It woke me up. It took me on a journey. That's how I got introduced to the Course in Miracles. And after that, I have not left. And since then, I found you guys. I said, if they have a Course in Miracles, there must be a group in Richmond, Virginia. And that's how I found you. And it has been a beautiful, beautiful journey. Thank you for
Oh,
the course.
absolutely. Well, I just want to just mention, yeah, it sounds like you were having a really that sad period of time, right? And what I just wrote down here was you wanted consistent happiness. Yeah. Can you talk a little bit more about, I mean, and just how the course has helped you with that?
Absolutely. So as soon as I heard that video, and it was about something about being consistently happy, that video, I don't remember much, but I just thought to myself, how are these people, able to be happy all the time? Like, what is it? And the moment you said it, the moment I did not know, the moment that it's an invitation, it's an invitation that you are sending to yourself, to your higher self. I had no idea even we had a higher self and the lower. I didn't know anything. Zero, zilch knowledge about anything. I knew God existed somewhere. We all know that. But where? I didn't know anything. So I didn't know anything. So I said consistently happy. And what happened was, which led me to start reading the course, doing that. I ended up doing the 40-day, and everything was referenced from the course. I ended up doing her after that. There was a program, I don't remember now the name, something about living. That was about the course. And as I kept reading and reading the course language, the one within you, if there is one within you, we now know it was so happy that happiness just spilled all over me. This shell could not be remaining unhappy, if that makes sense. It just refused to be unhappy, if there is any such thing. If anybody can fathom that, you just refused. There was no shred of what is unhappiness.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's really, I'm really curious to know this because I think people watching this, it might help them. If we go back a little bit about how you didn't really recognize that there was a higher self and a lower self, right? And I didn't either. I didn't know we had a higher self and a lower self. And maybe you can just, once you sort of started connecting with that higher self, that's when you recognize that that's where the happiness was, that's where the happiness was.
Exactly. All we are happy. What we are is happy. I did not know that. The course, anybody, you start reading the course in the beginning, and it honestly, the language is it's not that easy for anybody to understand that. That's where I had to find the group. The 40-day was a help because it was simple. Like she broke it down. It was kind of simple. So that understanding, and I think it is not when you invoke that within you is the intelligence. The shell is not, I don't know much about that, but I know that within you, within everyone, there is an intelligence. And then when you invoke that and when you give that invitation, I want you, please awaken me, or, please help me. Any of those lines that if you're asking, the one within you is waiting to hear that so that it can step up and actually take you on the journey that you said you will fulfill. We forget why we are here.
Right. Well, that's so cool because it just, I'll calibrate this with you a little bit because we do have two voices in our mind. And so what the ego has done is really tried to cover over the Holy Spirit, the higher self, so that we can't hear that voice. And that
Yeah,
I think is a common experience is that we cannot hear the voice for spirit, the voice for source.
yeah. And not only that, we are also conditioned. Like when you're born, you're this pure being, right? Being born, you're always happy, you're smiling, all that. But all of a sudden, like you grow up and now you're conditioned. Don't do that, don't touch that. So you are conditioned. And if the people that are, and they mean no harm, they love us, our parents love us, they mean no harm to us. But if they don't know what we know, then they're also coming and teaching you from that place. So basically, they're also talking the ego. So your mind is already now gathering things and learning condition, all the conditioned learning. And then you have this other voice also, which is not of their inner wisdom, but it is their own wisdom that they learned. They know, that's how they teach you, and they mean no harm. Like I said, they love you. But then again, that is all again, all it is that mind, the mind that is living in fear, the mind that doesn't want you to do this and do that and all that. And here you are, you're coming to this place, like it's a completely 360-degree turn, because now you're coming to this place where you're learning there's no such thing as fear. Huh? Feel that.
Wow, I love that. Right. There's no such thing as fear. There's a belief in it. And I'm still undoing my fears. I still have them that pop up through the day here and there. But yeah, isn't that so cool when we switch into the true voice, the higher self, and we default to that more and more as we do A Course in Miracles? We are defaulting to our higher self. And is it your experience while we're talking about this that you can really hear the wisdom of your higher self coming through? Has that been your experience more and more as you've been doing the course?
So my experience is, when I'm aware, what the course has done to me is I've now become aware. As soon as like you, I work with my fears too every day. I conquer my fears too. That's a part of our being on this earth. Understand that. As long as we're going to be in this shell, we are going to be doing that every day.
Mm-hmm.
But the only difference is, previously, without the course, I would have really believed that fear was real.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I have any kind of fear, I now know, oh, I'm aware. Oh, I catch myself, oh, I'm aware of where this fear is coming from.
Right.
And then you question it, is that real? And then you just release it. The moment you release it, there is that fresh breath of guidance that you get, and then you follow that guidance, whatever that guidance may be. We follow that, and many a time there is no fear. Walk into that, like walk up to that fear, to combat it. Walk up to it, and the moment you do, it's not there. It's not even there.
Yeah.
So it's such an illusory, like that is an example of, and anybody should try this. I mean, it's an experience. Everybody should try this. You just go up to the thing that you fear the most, and it's not even there anymore. Like that didn't even exist. So what are we afraid of? So
That's a really great teaching right there, is to, I think that's what Jesus is teaching us in the course, is that to look at your grievances, look at your fears with your higher self, with the Holy Spirit, with him or her, whatever pronoun you want to use. And then just look at it. It's not real. The fear, it's a projection, it's part of separation. It's part of the guilt, whatever that you've joined with from that fear level. But in truth, there is no fear. And that takes some practice to get used to the idea that there is nothing to fear, which is one of his great lessons out of A Course in Miracles, lesson 48. There is nothing to fear. And it's like the shortest lesson in there, but it's a beautiful lesson. And it's something that we can use. I've used that actually as a mantra before, especially at the dentist office, there is nothing to fear.
Yes, I would say use that wherever you feel necessary, because if I didn't have that awareness, if I didn't go into the course and have that practice every day, have that awareness, I would not be here in Houston today. I would have been in Richmond, Virginia. So you have to look at your fears. And again, like you said, it's a practice. You have to be aware. Nothing happens on the external without you taking care of your internal. And
Yes.
we are our biggest advocate, or we are our biggest treasure. You have to do that to be able to have any kind of experience on the outside.
Yeah. Oh, I love that, Sudha. So thank you for mentioning that. I really appreciate that so much. You've got such great wisdom, and so we'll definitely have you back on from time to time when you've got time. I know you're a busy mom, and you've got several things that you're into, which is so great. But I wanted to just before we kind of close out today, you had we were talking before we hit record about chapter one, which is the meaning of miracles. You were looking at, I think it was the principle of miracles and how miracles occur naturally as habits. And I thought we could just unpack that a little bit, and then we could close out today. So, yeah, do you want to take a look at that?
Absolutely. So the principles of miracles is where the course starts. Absolutely. There were three things that it says, but the one that really stood out to me every time is miracles occur naturally as expressions of love. Just remember, this is the first thing that I heard on the course when I was looking at how to manifest money. So you have to understand that. And miracles occur naturally. What is a miracle? Anything and everything is a miracle. I can tell you that. You can get up today and you can say, it's going to be a beautiful day. That's a miracle. You got up today, that's a miracle. The gratitude. So what is miracles occur naturally? And I can tell you, I've experienced that. And I experience it every day. If you allow. See, we have these two minds, like you said, Ruth. One mind says something. The second mind usurps it and actually says, nuh-uh. Now what happens is, neither are you listening to this, neither are you listening to this. So whatever you had is gone. So you've not allowed anything to happen. But more than likely, because your thoughts are so powerful, and we can talk about that later, but thoughts are so powerful, you've not allowed anything, and you allowed something bad to happen because you allowed it. We allow it. If we allow it, miracles can occur naturally. And don't take that word miracle. Sometimes it's very heavy for people. Like, what is a miracle, It's honestly, it's nothing. It's your day-to-day life. Nothing else. Just think of it as your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, it's like I think he does talk about how the being miracle minded, I think, is really what you're talking about here. If we can sort of sum it up a little bit, you're really talking about being in that state of miracle mindedness, which really is being in your right mind, being connected to the higher self, connected to source, all that is. And when you're in that place, the miracle really is shifting your perception from the ego mind to the spirit mind, and then you'll get that specific guidance about what to do. Sudha, you need to leave Richmond and go to Houston, and you're getting that specific, beautiful, loving guidance, and having that shift from false perception to true perception, which is you're looking at the world with the Holy Spirit, miracle minded. You're just in your right mind. And I think that's lovely.
Yeah. The one thing you pointed out is always know that you are always connected with your higher self. Now, your higher self is not, anybody can have, however you want to visualize it, but within you, above you, it doesn't matter, but know that you're always connected to your source. We never left home. We never left our source. It's just an illusion. We just fell into something. We bought something that was not true.
So hook, line, and sinker, right? We took the ego seriously and took its belief system seriously, took the separation seriously. We truly, in the very beginning of it all, we really, truly wanted to separate. And then we liked it. And then we're like, okay, how do we keep this? And so we decided to sort of have that attacking and that murderous thought against God. And then we denied we did any of it. And all that got projected out, creating this whole substitute reality. But the cool thing about the Course in Miracles is that we know what's going on now. I mean, that's what I think is really helpful to me, is I truly know the Course has really pointed me and saying that we're in a false reality, a substitute reality, and being miracle minded is going to get you home.
And some people that are watching, if they are into, whoever your audience is, like if they are into spirituality a little bit, they may understand this. But some people that are brand new, they may, like I did or you did when you came to the course. How can that be? How can there be these two worlds? Like, what is that? You know? So don't think of those like that. Take this to heart.
Yeah.
This is a matter of the heart, not of the head. Because if you keep thinking all these things from your head, you're going to be stuck exactly where you were, and nothing is going to happen. Take it to heart. Know yourself. Know thyself. I think that's from the Bible, and I'm not a big fan of. I've never read the Bible or anything like that. But I feel I have a very good close relationship with Jesus. I don't know why, but I do, and it's not from now. It's been from a very, very long time. So yeah, know yourself. Yourself means yourself, the capital S. Know yourself. And once you know yourself and you operate from there in this world, you operate from here, from your connection, from yourself, you will have miracles every day like this. This interview is a miracle. It's a miracle.
Yeah. It truly is, Sudha. Thank you for saying that. This interview with you truly is a miracle. We're going to wind it down now a little bit. And if people want to get connected with you, I can put your email in the description box. And you've got a couple of, I think, YouTube channels that you're a spiritual space. Is that?
Yes, and I'll send it
Yes.
to you.
Yes. And
I have lessons in there. I still am working on it. I have not finished the whole thing, but there are some lessons in there and I've broken it down from the way I am understood it. If they find it useful, they can, go them. It's like some of the lessons are like 5-10 minutes, not more than that. I read the lesson, I just break it down, whatever I know, it's my experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the shared experience is strengthening the mind of our perfect oneness with source. And I'm really even right now talking to you, getting an energy hit. This is a beautiful transmission, everyone, from this beautiful network that we're all creating. Sudha is a part of this network, and she'll be back on to talk more about her experience and her wisdom. You speak 5 dialects of Hindi.
I speak 5 languages because born raised in India, your neighbors speak all different kind of languages. So Hindi is the national language of India. My mother tongue is Tamil. I learned Malayalam when I went to college. I'm married to a Punjabi. We lived in Maharashtra, so I can speak Marathi. We moved to Ahmedabad, so I can speak Gujarati because we lived there for 5 years, speak Gujarati. It's about 5-6 languages, and the rest of them I can understand a little bit here and there and make out.
Yes. Well, I think it's lovely that you've got that beautiful mind that you can speak these different languages. I'm jealous. But anyway, Sudha, thank you so much for coming on today. Do you have any final thoughts of wisdom for anybody out there who's starting A Course in Miracles, whether they be a new student or in the middle of their learning, or even an older student who might get some wisdom from you today?
Sure. The only thing I can tell you is, however you came to the course, whatever your journey, know and honor it, because the one within knows very well what your journey is supposed to be. We on the shell really don't, because we listen to so many voices. So if you're brand new and you're just figuring this out, what this can be or what it is, give it a chance. See what kind of a journey you'll be going. And I promise you one thing, at least from my experience, it's going to be a miraculous, magical journey.
Oh, well, that's a perfect note to end on, Sudha. Thank you so much. I'm going to find the stop button here and give us one final thought while I find the stop button.
No worries. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ruth, for having me. And I have to say, I'm so happy that you started this network, this YouTube, because I feel like a lot of people, everybody needs to hear this message.
Absolutely.
You're doing an absolutely fabulous thing. And I love you so much to be a partner in this. Thank you so much, God. Thank you.
Thank you, Sudha. I'll pay you later. All right. Thank you. God bless you guys.